Hello and welcome to TreeWalker Talks, episode 105, Under the Weather. Alright, yep, as you can tell, last week I didn't have one come out. This week there's not a whole lot into it there. I have still been doing stuff. We are actually under severe thunderstorms right now, so I'm not doing much outside. Got most of it done yesterday. So maybe something will come to me. I doubt it. But we'll go through everything except for a main topic. Because like I said, usually it's whatever passionate thing hits me. So, alright. So, 2 weeks. Happenings on the homestead. Let's see. Tomatoes, they're all planted. Cucumbers are all planted. I'd like to get more jalapenos. I do have 5 or 6 plants. But I'd like to make a lot of green jalapeno hot sauce this year. And kind of store that up, so we're going to try to do that. I got a couple cayenne pepper plants out there, some banana pepper plants, my mint, citrus basil, lemon basil, that's what it is. It smells very good. A little bit of odds and ends here and there are starting and growing. My marshmallow or mallow, they're okay, doing okay. I have not got my calendula planted. I've got my beans sitting here and was going to do it yesterday, but I had issues again with dizziness and the heat and that kind of stuff. So I didn't get the beans quite in yet, which is okay. They still have plenty of time. The sugar snap peas I got them planted late, but they're starting to grow really good. Looking out my window right now, my tiger lilies, I think is what they're called. The orange ones with the brown specks. Maybe they're just lilies. They're blooming really nice. Brought some inside because I accidentally cut some down when I was doing some weeding. Got the chickens. They're in their new coop. Well, the old coop, but the new coop. Got that ground all tilled up in there and brought out and put into flower beds because that's like black gold. And then threw a bunch of wood chips, all natural wood chips down in there. And got them in there yesterday. And they're doing okay today. Went out, did a head count. I have to make sure that they're actually getting their food systems changed because I use the 5-gallon buckets with the ports, and they're used to the little feeders. So, and then the water is the same thing. I have an automatic water. I put their water next to it, so hopefully they'll see it. I'll just have to keep checking on them, which you would do anyways. I still have to get the rollaway egg nesting box put up so that we get clean eggs and I don't have to worry about it. Let's see, what else is going on out there? It seemed like I had a whole lot to tell you, but that seemed to go pretty quick there. Heat wave hitting here. We got the thunderstorms now. Starting tomorrow, I think we're back in the 70s, which is great because we've been in the 90s, and that is not awesome. You can send that right back to Florida where it came from, Firestar. But, let's see. So, wow, we only got like a 3-minute show here. I was going to do a video outside, but I really have a bad chest cold and the heat. And I don't want to keep whining here, but just try to explain to people. I'm actually going to go in and get something checked out too. Which, if I'm doing that, something's kind of not feeling right. So, I'll keep you updated if anything happens with that. Did message a realtor about going to look at the building. I've kind of posted a couple times in my Discord, which, by the way, there's really just me and Firestar in the Discord. You want to come on over, talk about homesteading things, hydroponic things, just anything like that. Come on over. You'll get one-on-one. We'll talk with you. We'll chat with you when we're not under the weather. So we're both kind of recovered. Hers was a little bit more serious than mine, hopefully. And I don't mean hopefully that hers is just hopefully mine's nothing, just the heat stuff. But she's on the road recovery, so wish her some good thoughts. Send your hugs and everything to her. Okay, so I guess let's talk about. See, I could have changed it. Let's talk about you can't go back. Now I don't know what pops in your mind first with that. But I would tell you that it seems like I'm homesick, as the saying says. I'm homesick for a place I can't ever go back to. I went through Deschler, my hometown, and that's where the building is. I would love to acquire big commercial space, big shop space, 2 apartments above it, a big area above it that's storage. And I'm pretty sure I have someone that would rent one of the apartments out if I want to. I'm not sure what the other condition of the apartment is, but I'd have to get the parking figured out before we did that. But it would give me a place to maybe work on some of my other passions and some of my wood passions. I could actually set up a proper shop that's indoors, out of the weather, and if I ever wanted to, it's got a nice storefront. But I'm kind of thinking that maybe if I did that, I would do like a rental hall, so you can rent out and do stuff. I'd probably put like a little mini kitchen in, that sort of stuff, but no big deal. All ways to make money to pay for it, and I don't know, maybe leave a legacy. But okay, so what I'm talking about is I'm going through there, and you know, when I grew up there, a lot of the people aren't there anymore. And if you hear something in the background, that's the one dog going a little crazy, because she's like that. That's the Springer Spaniel. You know, I went through there, and it was an emotional drive, because I went through there, and then I went to McClure, which is another town north of there, where a lot of my family's from, and went by my grandparents' house there. And that house was sold shortly after she passed on. And it just hits you, you know, you have all these memories of meals in the basement, of family, and desserts, and just the things you'd eat there. Like, how many of you ever had snapping turtle? I did. We'd catch them, my dad would clean them, and my grandma would cook them. And it was something neat. And, you know, there's no going back to that. We'll never capture that again, that moment, that time. It's good to have the memories. But then I went out to the cemeteries and went to both grandparents' graves on both sides. And that was pretty emotional, too. I haven't been there in quite some time. And I dusted off the tombstones, left some pennies for my grandma, and cleaned off what will be my mom's tombstone, because she had her wishes done, and when my father passes away, she'll be buried with him. Won't go into any details about that, and it is a beautiful tombstone, just beautiful. And I went by that grandparents' house, and all the memories we had there of fun times, fishing in the backyard. And that's what I want. I want back. I want community. I want that. But you have to realize community is what you make it. You know, I mean, I just want to flop back into the community that was there back when my mom was alive. And I knew everybody in that, well, not everybody, but a lot of people in that town, you know, and it was a great place. And I was told that it's not as great of a place as it used to be. You know, that too many outsiders came in. Well, but isn't that just new people to join the community? A new community? And I'm not, you know, dissing the person who said that. I understand how it looks. You know, you knew everybody in that town, and now you don't. It's because you're older, you know, much like me. And, yeah, things change. But doesn't mean they can't change for good. You know, look to the future. I still feel my roots in that town, and I still want to do good there, and I'd love to see it thrive again, and the community just to be great, because it was great. And maybe it's still great, just in a different way. I don't know. I live a half hour away in a place that I don't really want to be. You know, and I'm sure here I could find community too, but I have social anxiety. And like I said, I don't want to whine, but so it is hard for me to meet new people, and hard for me to go out and do things. Even when I had friends and we would meet all sorts of weekends and we'd play Dungeons and Dragons and stuff, and then I'd miss a couple. And then the social anxiety would kick in, and I'd be like, I don't know if I can do this. And your stomach would start turning. And there were times I drove all the way over there just to get a few blocks from the house to text them and say I wasn't coming because I let the anxiety win. And like I said, that's not whining. That's just explaining myself to some people. So if we're having a great time and stuff, and all of a sudden I cancel on you, you know, I say, hey, I can't come back, it might be because of that. And it's not because I don't like you. It's not because I didn't have fun. It's just overwhelming. But I'm going to work on it. I hope you work on it. Let's build community again. Let's build a type of community when someone has issues, things go wrong, we come together and we help that person. We bake meals when they have a death in the family or an illness. And that's my dog drinking in the background, ruining a perfectly great moment. So let's be that person who will go over when someone's ill or has an illness in the family and give them a casserole. Give them a hug. Give them a hand. Fix that leaky pipe. Rewire that outlet if you have the skills. Do what you have to, but we're not going to get out of this unless we have community. So let's work together on building our community here online, and then let's work local for a community. And wish me luck on that property. I hope I can get it, and I hope to to bring you along and let you see how it goes. I have plans for a shop, for hydroponics, aquaponics, all sorts of stuff there. I'd love to get the 4-H and FFA local chapters involved and that kind of stuff. So, I wish I could do a GoFundMe to help buy it, but I don't think I'd have the funding, and then you're kind of trapped, I don't mean that in a bad way, but then you feel all this pressure. You have to do stuff right for the people. And I want to do it right. I want to do it right for the community. So bear with me. I'll try to get on here more, and we'll try to do more video where you actually get to see me, because I've heard that's what you guys like, even though I don't know why you'd want to look at this mug. All right. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you on the next one.